Hello students, so in this lecture we are going to discuss about photovoltaic solar cell, and the principle it is based upon the principle photovoltaic action, that is PV action, which is conversion of light energy into electrical energy. It occurs in all semiconductors which are constructed to absorb energy, like it can occur for silicon, which is mainly used, and it's also for selenium. Now, a photovoltaic cell, the structure is something like this. You have an N-type silicon here. And you have a glass surface at the top. So this is your glass, and then you have two metal contacts here. These are the metal contacts, and this is a P-type. P-type silicon, and you make the connections such a way that this is connected to the positive side, and this one is connected to the negative side. So light falls onto the system. The light. So this is one way of forming the solar cell. Another way of forming is instead of using an N-type semiconductor, if we use a P-type semiconductor at the base, this becomes your P-type semiconductor, and this is an N-type semiconductor. So this is N, and N-type, and this is P-type, and you have a semiconductor junction here. This is your JPN, and you have a transparent conducting film at the top, and this is if we use silicon here, this can be N-type CdO2, cadmium dioxide. So we have a negative contact here, and we have a positive contact here. Schematically, photovoltaic cell can be represented in this fashion. Or the other way around. Now the bottom surface, as we have seen here, this bottom surface of the cell is always away from the light. So you can see that the bottom surface, type it, the bottom surface is always away from the light, and therefore it is covered with continuous conductive contact to which a wire lead is attached. As we can see here. So this is basically the wire lead. This is basically the wire lead. These two. In comparison to that, and the upper surface has maximum area exposed to light. Is the maximum exposure to light with a small contact either along the edge or on the ground. So it requires a comparatively smaller contact with a small contact. Either along the edge or around either along the edge or ground. Now in this case, as we can see here, there is a p-type layer formed. There is a p-type layer formed, and it is actually very thin. It is dotted off 0.5 millimeter. The reason it has been kept thin so that the sun rays can penetrate through this free layer. Now, whenever we are talking about a junction between a N-type and a P-type, like in this case, means we speak about the junction En. So, electron hole pairs are created, as you can see, and an electric field is established due to this creation of this electron hole pair. So it is actually a potential across the junction. So there is a P junction, there is an N junction. A potential is created across this junction. There is electric field. Now the number of electron hole pairs exceeds the number of thermal equilibrium. Many of the electrons are passed across the junction by the force electric field. Now this electric field, as the number of electron hole pairs are increasing, so this electric field, what it will do, it will make some of the electrons pass through the p-n junction, and those electrons that pass through this junction, they contribute to the current in the cell through the external load. They contribute to the current in the cell through external load. Now the terminal voltage of the cell is directly proportional to the intensity of the incident light. You see that terminal voltage is directly proportional to the intensity of incident light. And the voltage may be as high as 0.6 volt. The voltage may be as high as 0.6 volts, depending on the electrical load. Usually, a large number of cells are arranged in an array in order to obtain a higher voltage than current cells. So, usually, large number of cells are arranged to get higher voltages and currents, higher I and V. So they are arranged in the following way. Here we just remove them. And here is where the incident light is falling on the cells. is with this one. The light is falling onto these cells. And this is where the voltage drop is taking place. The load is. This is how the photovoltaic solar cell is arranged, and we can get a current through this device.